Hello and welcome to my top 5 Sekiro sub-bosses rundown and my top 5 list for the best side bosses in this game effectively. So I hope you enjoy the content. I'm looking at bringing more and more quality content like this to my channel. So if you're interested in the Souls franchise in general, I definitely recommend sticking around. So firstly, number 1, Samurai General. For me, this is a bread and butter enemy of the game, and it really teaches you so much about the combat. You know, that kind of jump attack, being able to Makiri counter effectively, being able to jump those sweep attacks is just, at the start, the Samurai General is an awesome enemy. You know, later on, sorry about the spoilers, you know, it becomes a normal kind of enemy instead of a sub-boss. And I love that evolution, that actually the game at the start says, look, this guy's a big challenge. Later on, you're just going to pick this guy off in the crowd. He's a great boss, really fearsome at the start, a lot of fun, and teaches you a hell of a lot about the combat. So these are definitely a cool boss. So one of the key things is definitely use your firecrackers, and that is going to make him a hell of a lot easier. But most importantly, you've just got to use his moves. You've just got to learn his moves, sorry. That's the most important thing, and it's a great lesson within the game. 7 spears, or Ashina 7 spears. There's only 2 of these guys in the game, and that makes them really special for me. They're an awesome fight. I want you to notice something there. So these are a bit of a puzzle, because effectively they do a thrust attack, and you think, right, I'm going to Makiri it and that will be enough. It isn't. It's the follow-up attack that you then deflect that then nets you the kill, or at least the stab in the back, not necessarily the kill. So I just found them a really cool boss to fight, really fearsome, definitely very different to the general despite the fact they look very similar, and just a lot of fun, a good challenge. So that's my number 2 boss on my top 5 sub-bosses. Number 3, Shura Samurai. So this is basically Yuzo the Drunkard, Shigekichi of the Red Guard. It's these big burly dudes, the big curved blade. I thought they were an awesome boss. There's 3 variants of them throughout the game. The first one, of course, is a massive challenge, and he kind of coats his sword in poison, which is really cool. And then this guy kind of breathes fire. I just think that there's 3 different variants of them, and they're really cool. Really heavy hitters, and they make them a really challenging boss fight and really satisfying. So again, because they're sparingly used throughout the game, they're never in as a normal enemy. There's 3 types of them, and they're all sub-bosses as far as I remember. So yeah, a great boss, number 3 on my list. Number 4, the Lone Shadow. I debated whether putting this one in, because actually these are an absolute bastard to fight. But they're just actually really awesome fun as well, and great boss fights, very challenging. Well, certainly they're very challenging earlier on in the game. They're insanely fast, and once you figure them out, they're not actually that challenging. But nonetheless, the later boss fights with them, the first one I showed you there, the fact that you turn up against the sub-boss and there's 2 Lone Shadows, and you're thinking, what the hell? How do I beat this? Well, in actual fact, if you use the Puppeteer Ninjutsu, which shameless plug, there's a video for that on my channel, so hit it up, give it some love. If you use that Puppeteer Ninjutsu, you realise you can turn that guy on his friend, and it's really cool, really smart. They're always very claustrophobic fights. Like if you look here, it's Lone Shadow and the Sanga the Spearbearer, very claustrophobic, and because he's so fast, you've really got to watch him carefully. So they're a really cool fight and a really cool character in general, very fearsome. Number 5, the Headless. For me, I found the Headless very ominous, very atmospheric. I mean, listen to the sound effects in the background of this, that kind of eeriness and ominous presence. You know, you got the smoky clouds, and they kind of whip their sword around, this kind of, yeah, kind of a shrill shriek that you just heard there. Just a really cool boss, and I love the whole concept of it, that it's actually, you know, old gods that are now headless and shunned by society. I think that's really cool. Watch Vat Vidya's video. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's one of the best lore guys on YouTube, and it explains what the Headless are, which I didn't actually realise. But yeah, really cool enemy. Quite simple once you figure them out, but all the more challenging trying to figure them out. And finally, honourable mentions. I really debated whether putting her in the top 5, but Orin, I actually thought this could have been a main boss with a little bit more work. It's such an atmospheric fight. The fact she's playing the shamisen, it's really eerie, like something from an old school Japanese horror movie. She's really eerie as a character. Again, the sound effects in the background, the way they set her up, it's a really cool fight as well. Quite telegraphed, but that makes it fun. So yeah, I definitely think she deserves an honourable mention, and there's a debate to say she could have been a main boss with a bit more work, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Give it a like, stick around at my channel. Thank you.